Hello there everyone, this is Brother Birch. In this video I'm going to go through my solution of the Lesson 2 proof assignment, creating a site plan. So I went through these steps just a little bit ago. We created a WWR folder and then created this HTML page. I clicked on this site template, right-clicked, hit View Page Source, selected all of this, copied it, and put it into my file. So we have this site plan rafting inside of our WWR folder, and all that is in here. I don't think I really changed yeah, I guess I still have a couple things that I do need to change. So I'll go ahead and do that in this video. I've already changed a fair bit with the styling, so let me just walk through this a little bit and I'll show you guys. So I copied that, and then I kept on going. Let's see here. We needed the CSS, so we made the styles folder, and then I copied all this code and I put that into my siteplanrafting.css file. And so if we look in here, I have the styles folder and this siteplanrafting.css file. Okay. Now I did update my styles in here, and I updated my fonts. So I have this heading font and this paragraph font, and so I changed this as well. I just did not yet update this guy. So I'm going to right click here, and I'm just going to say split right, and then I'm going to open up my CSS file, and then I can just close this, just so that I can see both of these. And so I'm just going to go through here. Like right here it says replace this with some sort of logo. We didn't have to do this. I went ahead and did make a logo for this, and so if you look at my images, I have this logo.png, and that's it. Okay. And then we go through here, style guide steps 6 through 9. So my style palette, let's see here, the colors you choose for website. I'm going to hit Option Z so that this wraps. That's just a hotkey, this guy right here, word wrap in the view button up there. Okay, so I'm going to delete all of this, and really all I'm going to edit is just this link, which I already put in. And so if you wanted to look at my color palette that I chose, I just used one of the ones that they already had. I really liked this one, and so I brought in all these colors into mine. And so that's my link. And then we have this table to show the colors. And so I'm going to take that comment out, and I'll just replace these with my colors. So I'll show you guys another cool little trick here. I'm just going to delete these, and I'm going to grab these 4 colors. We have primary, secondary, accent 1, and accent 2. So I'm just going to select this colon here, and I'm going to hit Control or Command D 3 times to select all of them. And then I can actually just hit Shift End and copy that whole string for each one of these. And then down here I'll do the same thing. I'll select that and hit Control D a couple times, and I'll just paste, and then there are my color codes. Okay. Then I'm going to keep on going. I'll delete this comment, typography. I'll delete that. We already chose a font. Font name here. So for the headings font, I chose Nanum Gothic. Okay. And then for the paragraph font, I chose Railway. Okay. And then it'll give us examples for all these. Okay. For navigation, I'll take out that comment. Think about what we want our navigation bar to look like. Okay, page 2, this is what we're going to change later, so I'm not going to touch that. Wireframes we're going to do later as well. And so if I save this and just open it up in Live Server, you can see I have my color palette, right? I have my icon here, my color palette, the link to my color palette that'll open up in a separate tab. Yeah, I can see what all my different colors are, what the buttons will look like if I hover over them, what the fonts all look like. And then the wireframe and stuff we're not going to touch. And so if we come back over here, and we just kind of go through these. So it says make additions and changes to the template. So basically anywhere you see those brackets, that's what you're going to change, which is kind of what we did. I had already made my purpose and stuff. So if I go to the top, here's my name, the class, the purpose, my audience. So I kind of thought through those things and put those in here. Audience statement, choose a logo, color palette we did, record the color codes we also did, save the color scheme we also did, just so we have that link to it. Typography, I looked through all those Google fonts to just select one of those, and then I chose 2 of them, and then I put them in on there. So this took me a little bit. I had to play around with this a little bit to find ones that I actually liked, and that was just here in the styling. If I scroll down a little bit, just right here. And so you'll notice that I basically just used my my colors from up above that I liked for these. And then styler navigation, site map and wireframes, and then submit to Canvas. And so with this, it says check your site plan.html and VS Code using live view to make sure it looks good, which we did. That's what this is right here. And then let's go ahead and commit and push your files to GitHub so they can be viewed live on the internet. Check the source control icon, and then click the 3 dots, hit push. Okay, so if I go over to here, right now it only shows 1 file change because I had already done my other ones, and I'll just say finishing lesson 2 prove assignment. And VS Code has since come along with this nice big blue button. I'm just going to hit sync, and that'll go ahead and push my changes up. And so if I click on this right here, there we go. You can see that I have all of my code here. It's nice and available to us. One thing that I did notice is I actually don't have a WDD130 folder in here. And so what I want to do is actually make a WDD130 folder. And so let me go ahead and just fix this because I called it 130 on my computer, but this is my actual repository. So I'm going to rename this to my actual repository name. So I'm just going to right click on here and say reveal in Finder. And I named my repository, oh, I had the wrong folder open. I named my repository nathanbirch.github.io, and so I'm just going to copy that just for my own clarity. And I'm going to go ahead and rename this folder. I'm just going to say rename. I'll say nathanbirch.github.io. Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh, that's okay. Okay, well, I am going to put a WDD130 folder in here like we saw. And so right here, I'm just going to say new folder, WDD130. And then it looked like that entire WWR thing was actually in there. And so now if we look at this website planning stuff, now I would actually be able to access it or say your account, github.io, WDD130, WWR, site plan rafting. And now with the way this is set up, that will actually get me there. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say changing file paths to match lesson 2 prove. And I'll go ahead and sync those changes. Okay, and then if I come back over here and hit and just check right here, there's one commit 10 seconds ago. You can see we have that WWR now inside of this WDD130. And now you can see if I go here in my browser, you can see I have my URL, nathanbirch.github.io/WDD130 WWR siteplanrafting.html, and I have my site plan. So anyways, I hope that this was helpful, kind of walking through this. I know I went kind of fast, but hopefully if you came in with any questions, you were able to get those answered, and I was able to help you out with that. I think I'm also going to move this about me in here and this index file in here as well. Just that all of it is inside of here. I'm just going to say moving everything into WDD130. Because then if I have stuff for other classes or other projects that I want to put in here into my like GitHub profile URL, then I can, and I'll be able to just say, oh yeah, I'm going to make a different folder for a different class or a different folder for a different project. As it is, I should now be able to go to this www or WDD130 and it will eventually access this little index.html file that I made. as soon as GitHub Pages updates. Sometimes it takes a little bit. But anyways, I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.